Prada is expected to price lower in Hong Kong trading tomorrow, but my next guest says this won't deter large companies from pricing in Hong Kong. Eck Kuczma is an emerging markets portfolio manager with Eck Associates, which has $30 billion in assets under management. He specializes, or his focus is on Latin America, emerging Europe, Middle East, and African companies. Ed, great to have you here. Welcome to Fast Forward. Well, let's talk about the IPO market in emerging markets. We saw Russia and Brazil were predicting, Russia and India, I believe, were predicting a threefold increase this year in IPOs, and they certainly have yet to deliver on that. Why the slowdown?
Well, I think most of the headwinds facing emerging markets are largely external. You have the macro situation going on in Europe, slowdown in the U.S. So historically, emerging markets have been kind of the place to go to for risk-off trade. So emerging markets are feeling the brunt of the external pain going on here, but I think going forward, fundamentals will prevail. The balance sheets of these companies and countries are a lot stronger than in developed markets right now, and they're going to lead global growth going forward. So with that, I think the markets will expand. You'll continue to see IPOs come to the market, but right now there's a little more supply than there's demand for these IPOs.
Now, does it depend on the country we're talking about, and does it depend, of course, on the type of IPO? We just mentioned Prada. We've seen a lot of luxury retailers specifically list in the Asia-Pacific region.
Sure, it kind of makes sense because these luxury products, you've seen Prada, you've seen Samsonite. There was a successful IPO last year, L'Occitane. They sell lotion and soap. They're trying to get to this market. You mentioned before the growing number of millionaires and billionaires in emerging markets, especially in Asia. So they're trying to tap the demand of this growing emerging middle class and wealthy, top of the income pyramid in Asia. So you'll continue to see these companies list. Some of them will be successful, some of them won't. It really depends on fundamentals and pricing.
Let's take a look at two Russian IPOs, one that has been successful, Yandex, and another Mail.ru Group, not so good. What do you think of those two companies and what differentiates the two of them?
Sure. Mail.ru and Yandex are both internet companies. Both of them had pretty large followings when they came to market and going around meeting investors for the first time. Yandex, came out at a more favorable time, I would say, just because you've had other IPOs in the same sector, Groupon, LinkedIn, RenRen, very successful. So I think timing is one of the matters there. And going forward, I would expect internet, social network companies to actually, do well as they get a broader base of investors going forward.
Now, we've been talking a lot here about Sinoforest. It's a real drama that's been playing out in the markets. It's also brought a lot of attention to reverse merger deals.
Sure.
Is that hurting the Chinese IPO market at this point? We saw a number of stocks that were actually halted in trading. Is that taking away investor appetite or making some people a little bit more skeptical?
I would say it's definitely having a huge impact, especially on, as you mentioned, Chinese-based ADRs listed in New York. They seem to find a little bit of a regulatory loophole here. Easy to list in New York, but without a lot of documents supporting the listing. So I think regulators going forward will help to improve this market and look to crack down. And also investors, like you said, are a little more wary, a little more hesitant on Chinese New York listed ADR, so it is having an effect, yes.
Any upcoming deals that you're paying close attention to? We got 20 seconds.
I mean, there's deals all the time. We've had $100 billion in equity offerings year to date, probably another $100 billion in equity offerings going forward this year. I like markets like Brazil, Poland, and Russia, depending on valuations. So yes, there are attractive opportunities out there.
All right, Brazil, Poland, Russia. Thanks so much, Ed. We look forward to having you back on the show. That was Eck Kuczma. He's an emerging markets portfolio manager with Eck Associates, taking a look at the emerging markets IPO market. Okay.